impressive first-half performance by a team. This time it's Monmouth.
It sure is. You know, I was just talking with Chuck Berlinski. You know, I feel kind of like a little kid opening his Christmas presents. I like each one I see a little bit better.
You know, I think a lot of the people in this assembly hall were saying once they saw Lawrenceville, well, that's it. They've got the tournament in the bag. Then along came Herscher. Well, maybe they'll give them all they want. Then Havana. Well, maybe Havana will win, and now it's Monmouth, and you see Mike Mueller getting his charges ready. What can Stonington do to get themselves back in this thing?
Well, I think Stonington has a genuine problem because ordinarily a coach would feel the one thing he can do is pressure. Well, it's obvious that you're not going to pressure Monmouth because you'll be playing right into their hands. So all they can do is hope to improve their shooting percentage. And I think you'll see them have to adjust their defense a little bit because the triangle and two, it didn't slow down Miller. It was giving Burdett too much room inside. So I think we'll see them adjust their defense somewhat.
And this is another good basketball team you're talking about on the short end of the stick. Stonington hasn't lost a game at home in 3 years. All right. Second half action. Monmouth starts with the ball. That's Mike Miller. Outside is Blasey. He's 14. 24 is McCurdy. I'd like to tip my hat to McCurdy. He's the class valedictorian. Nice move by Burdett. Inside, he slapped it home, 42-26. Quincy, a big winner in Double-A tonight over Lincoln, 76-45. This is Beck. Outside shot is not good. Hayes on the scoot. Tricky dribble. Stop and pop. And a whistle. Bollinger's out of the game. He played a half a minute of the third quarter, and Bollinger, the starting center, 6'2", is out for Stonington. That is a tough break. Here's some other scores from Double-A, fellas. Peoria Manual 58, Peoria Central 38 has surprised the margin there.
Right.
Dick Van Syok's team.
How about that Danville Lockport score?
Oh my, 32 for Danville, 31 for Lockport Central.
Look at the Rock Island Rochelle score too, Frank.
And Rock Island, that's Duncan Reed, 68, Rochelle 66. Some dandy games. Free throw by Hayes is there, 43-26. Mendel 46. Well, let's see, that's a little 66. St. Lawrence 61. Inside it goes. Block shot as Bruce Brower got the shot off, and it was blocked out of bounds. Brower, 6'2" senior for Stonington, will take it out. Way outside. The shot is not good by Mike Beck, and he's fouled by Miller. Mike Beck routinely takes the longest shots of anybody in the tournament.
Frank, I don't know if you can get a look at that, you and Keith, but the way I was looking at it, and I don't think our viewers can see it, his heels were almost out of bounds, near sideline.
All right. Play back in. Stonington has the basketball. This is Beck again. He slides along the baseline, hemmed in there, and gives over to Tony Roth. Here comes Beck. Rattles it out. Rebound comes down to Myers, who misses inside. McCurdy kicks it out to Hayes. Fred Hayes all the way in, left-hander. Home.
Doesn't he scoot down the floor?
He's a Jet. On the right, Blakeman tries to answer, tipped away by McCurdy. Picked off by Hayes. 3-on-2. Hayes in the paint. Yes. 47-26, and Monmouth has startled this crowd. And Stonington has to stop the action at 6:35 of the third. We're back in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
Only one corn herbicide was specifically designed for incorporation. Sutan Plus, the most dependable way to control annual grass in corn. You can apply and incorporate it in one thorough trip. Works in any weather. Forms a 3-inch weed barrier that stays put wet or dry. Sutan Plus vaporizes and spreads through the soil. The one designed to be incorporated. Sutan Plus, the best incorporated corn herbicide.
We all depend on the weather. So it's important to get an accurate forecast from a source you can trust, like meteorologist Larry Mulholland on 4 News. Larry's a trained professional who studies the weather and makes his own forecasts. He detects the incoming fronts and informs you if it means rain or shine tomorrow or next week. When you depend on the weather, you need a dependable forecast. Catch meteorologist Larry Mulholland for weather.
79 Class A champions, New Lenox, a 32-1 record. Had a pretty powerful center, too, Keith Baldwin.
They certainly did, and of course, he's still in that NCAA and alive right now.
That's Walter Downing, who's now at DePaul. We're talking about 6:35 to go in the third. Monmouth has been brilliant. Stonington hasn't played badly, but they just run into a Monmouth buzzsaw. Blakeman tries. He got it. Mike Blakeman has 6. Stonington still got time if they can get hot and if they can keep Monmouth slowed down a little bit. Burditt's inside.
And Stonington is still in their triangle and 2. The man-to-man on Miller and Hayes.
McCurdy hit that one. He plays football and baseball and shows he can play basketball well. 49-28. On the move, Blakeman to the left. And back, here he comes. Watch this guy. He dials inside, has the ball slapped away by Burditt. Here comes Hayes and a foul. Fouls on Stonington. And the Stonington fans aren't very happy. The foul was on Bruce Brower. They thought, there's Jack Detro, they thought that Beck was fouled on his move. .45 to play. Third, look at the zone. Monmouth gets Hayes outside. He's got that. Fred Hayes. Hayes has got 16. He averages 13.8. There comes Roth. Look at Burditt take it out of the air. Incredible defensive play. Other end of McCurdy tapped away. Jerome Burditt went to the sky. Well, Monmouth's going to be heard from in this tournament. There's Hayes exchanging, and now Miller's going to try a 15-footer that's not good, and Blakeman has the rebound tracked down. Here's Beck. Beck loads up, goes to the baseline, comes inside, and an interception by Mike Miller. Monmouth having it its own way at 51-28. Frank Bissoni, Keith Baldwin, Art Kimball, shot up no by Blasey. Hayes is going to try it. Inside pass. It goes to Miller. Steps in and puts it home. It'll count. And Monmouth can do no wrong. Foul is on Tony Roth.
Fred Hayes had the shot, but very unselfishly passed it to Miller, who was a couple of feet closer, and Miller's now going for the 3.
A statistic that boggles my mind about Mike Miller is that he shoots 69% from the field and 86% from the free throw line. 54-28. Here comes Beck on the move. He tried a scoop shot and he was fouled. He's a 6'2 senior. And the foul's on Burditt.
Okay, on the replay, you'll see Mike Beck coming in closer. He's in there a little farther than ordinary. And he goes up for the scoop shot. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2.
He hits number 1. Talk about a good free throw shooter, 81% for Beck.
Burditt's played the whole ball game and committed only 1 foul, Frank, and been somewhat of an intimidator inside as well.
Really is. Looks like he plays on a trampoline in there. 54-30. Hayes comes up on the left, and out between the rings is Mel Blasey. Monmouth under a lot of control now. They can play either style.
See how free Hayes is when he has the ball. They've chosen to not guard Hayes, and he is retaliated with 16 points.
And it goes to Burditt, steps in the lane, throws up a shot, doesn't go. Myers rebounds. Burditt didn't have a good shot, and Stonington brings it back. Here comes Beck again. Another rebound for Monmouth. Blasey on the fly, gives it up to Burditt for the deal. Doesn't go. Blakeman rebounds. Burditt caught it and wheeled it one-handed. Up ahead, Myers tries the baseline, got it down. Jerry Myers, the basket. 54-32. And right now, Monmouth wants to call timeout. 3:54 to go in the third. It's Monmouth 54-32 over Stonington, and we'll continue here in just a minute. There's a look at Larry Graham's Class A champions of a year ago. Madison, 30-2. And will there be an undefeated Class A champion this time? Lawrenceville is the chance, but they have tough competition.
Well, Frank, you know, we wonder if Monmouth can score points. On senior night at Monmouth this year, they scored 118 points to 45 for Aledo, and that night made 50 of 73 from the field.
Mind-boggling shooting. One game they lost this year, they scored 96. They come down, Stonington with the ball. That's Roth in the lane. He rolls one up and in. Tony Roth, he's got 8, 54-34. We got to keep reminding viewers this Stonington team has won 28 out of 29 games, and they make a good defensive block on Burdett and come down the court. Blakeman, baseline right, comes back outside to Mike Beck. Here he comes, and the rebound comes over to Blasey. Monmouth pushes the ball up the court. Transition game to Hayes. Hayes had it. The foul is on Hayes. Let's see if it counts. It's good. Give the basket to Hayes.
On the replay, after the nice outlet pass, here's the great bounce pass from Blasey to Hayes. Hayes goes up, basket's in, charging foul call.
That's 18 for Fred Hayes. Here's a pass up ahead to Tony Roth and Stonington with 3 minutes to go in the third. Has really got a mountain to climb here. Mike Beck. He grabs the ball and fires short. Rebound Blakeman. Turnaround fade. Right there. Blakeman with 8. A 20-point Monmouth lead. All right. Full court pressure by Stonington. Monmouth has had little trouble with pressure. They have quickness. They have ball handling. Blasey and Hayes, a pair of good guards.
They certainly are a pair of good guards. And now we have them in a man-to-man. They've picked them up man-to-man. They've abandoned that zone and man-to-man combination.
Now this is Tony Roth trying to guard Hayes. The ball slapped away, and McCurdy picks it up. There's a couple of players here that are tough to guard one-on-one. Here's Blasey starting to the left. He slides into the paint, missed the shot. Rebound, Mike Beck. Comes up the court with a lob ahead to Blakeman. Blakeman looks for help. There's Beck, way outside. He goes inside this time to Roth, whose shot is not good, and Burdett climbs the ladder, and it looked like he might have sprained his ankle, but he shook it off. Burdett's worked the game with 16 points tonight. Monmouth by 20, 1:39 to go third. Miller free for a shot that doesn't go. Rebound falls in the hands of Fred Hayes for 2 more. 20 big ones for Fred Hayes. What a game he's had. Here comes Beck. He's picked clean by Hayes. And it's Monmouth in command by 22. We have seen nothing but one good performance after another in this quarterfinal round. Inside Burdett has the shot blocked by Myers, but Myers fouled him.
That was against the man-to-man. They got the ball inside to Burdett, and here you'll see it on the replay. Nice bounce pass inside to Burdett. He goes up strong, and he'll shoot 2.
I think Burdett's favoring that ankle a little bit too, gentlemen.
I think he is too, Art.
You have to project ahead to tomorrow. The winner of this one looks like it'll be Monmouth. As things hold up as they are now late in the third quarter, we'll have to play a very good Havana club.
Burdett missed the foul shot. Remember, next weekend we'll be back here with the AA championship. And Quincy won again tonight, 76-45 over Lincoln. Burdett makes the free throw, and he's going to get a rest now. Has 30 John Kinney and 12 Jeff Johnson into the game for Monmouth. McCurdy came out. 12 is Jeff Johnson, a 5'9" sophomore.
Burdett seemed to walk off the floor all right, so maybe he's just tired.
Here's Blakeman getting inside, and he is fouled by Johnson. A couple other of those AA scores. Palatine 56, Elgin St. Charles 43. Rockford Boylan 67, Guilford 56, Peoria Manual 58, Peoria Central 38, Murfreesboro 53, Mount Vernon 49. Free throw by Blakeman is good. Rock Island 68, Rochelle 66. And I think Danville 32, Lockport Central 31. Here with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, Monmouth handily on top by 22. Coming down on the right here, Lacey. Inside of it goes to Miller. He turns, has a shot snapped out of his hand by Beck. Blakeman comes up with it. Half a minute. Beck drills it. Mike Beck. He has 16, averages 21.3.
He had a little bit of time that time, so you could field 2 points.
And Beck on the season shoots 50% field goals.
Currently, Hayes is 9 of 15 from the field, Frank, and 2 of 5 at the line with his 20 points. Jerome Burdett, 8 of 13 from the field, and 7 rebounds.
And Miller just clicked one off the window for 2 more. Now 3, 2, 1. Shot by Beck is almost there. And that's the end of 3 quarters. Monmouth 61, Stonington 39. One of your network sponsors is Country Companies Insurance.
Wally here spent months talking Dad into letting him drop his entire life savings into the 65 edition of the Great American Dream.
Let's see. Tuning the internal combustion engine.
Well, Dad finally gave in, but only if Einstein here would keep a B average in school.
Remove caps and
So
road.
he could get a 25% discount on his insurance premium from Country Companies. 25% now. Discounts all the way through college. And I'm at age 29.
Adjust points to specifications in owner's manual.
That didn't mean much told Walter here, but Dad was sure impressed.
Now, simply turn the key, press gently on the accelerator, and...
Fortunately for Dad's wallet, Wally can handle calculators a lot better than carburetors.
Let's see. Tuning the internal combustion engine.
Good grief.
There you're looking at the Class A champion, 1980, 27-5. And the Country Companies Insurance and its 1,000 agents are proud to be part of this telecast. They hope you will join us next week for the Class AA Finals.
This point in the ball game, Frank, Monmouth shooting .482 on 27 of 56. Stonington 18 of 57, just 32%, and that's not a surprising statistic.
All right, Monmouth starts with the ball here in the backcourt. Lacey. 8 minutes left, and Monmouth tries to join the Final Four. Hayes sends it up. Blakeman rebounds. And there's Beck sending it down to Myers along the baseline. Little popper that goes. Jerry Myers has 8. Monmouth's lead is 20, and the ball's being thrown around the court, and Mike Beck picks one off. Here he comes back. Stonington's trying to rally. Beck sends up a prayer, not answered. He rebounds, no good. Next rebound comes down to Mel Blasey. Blasey up to Burdett, who's back in for a score off the board. 63 to 41, 19 for Burdett, a fine game. Myers, the other end, fouled by Burdett.
They don't give the scorekeeper time to record them on the board before we're back the other way.
Going one end to the other, we've got a timeout now. Monmouth in the lead. One of your network sponsors is DeKalb Ag Research.
Acres of gold, keeping America going.
Hey, Mom, when do we eat?
Acres of gold, keeping the trade winds blowing.
Go on.
Thanks, Grandpa.
Acres of gold, keeps the economy growing.
I'm gonna sit by you, Grandma.
Oh, it's a great feeling knowing we've got acres of gold.
DeKalb, as much a part of American farm life as having supper with the family.
It's a great feeling knowing we've got acres of gold.
The action tomorrow at 11 a.m. Lawrenceville, undefeated, goes against Herscher. An impressive winner here today. That game will be followed. Remember now, tomorrow's at 11 o'clock in the morning. And that game will be followed by Havana against what looks like Monmouth. And those are two matchups I'm looking forward to.
Well, that's for sure. And you know, the impressive thing about Monmouth, Frank, they're such a well-balanced team. We've talked about Burdett and Hayes in particular tonight, but let's remember Miller's the all-stater, so I'm sure he has more to offer than he's shown us tonight.
And they've gotten good floor games all year out of Blasey, who averages 16 points, and McCurdy. Hayes in the backcourt with Blasey. And Burdett clears to Miller. Miller goes into the lane, sends it off the board, not good. But Blasey's there. He is called for charging. Offensive foul on Blasey. See what you think.
Hey, we see Blasey coming up, picking up the loose ball, going aggressively. I don't know. I think he should have shot two.
Here comes Tony Roth. A steal by Blasey, and now he will. Foul is on 14, Tony Roth. He'll shoot 1 and 1 anyway. Monmouth is a 53% field goal shooting team for the season and a 70% free throw shooting team. Keith, as far as high school is concerned, where is good foul shooting? What percentage do you consider good?
I think most teams would be happy to be between the 65 and 70% mark, son.
So Monmouth is a good foul shooting team, and Blasey hits a pair. Down inside is Jerry Myers to answer on the other end. And this is like handball. We're going from one end to the other. Burdett right there for Monmouth. Hang on. Stonington the other way. 67-44 is Monmouth's lead. 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth. There's real action now. Burdett strips Tony Roth, and Hayes going to slow it down a bit. Blasey gives over on the right. Miller downtown. He just knocked it in. It's a 25-point lead for Monmouth, 13 for Miller. Blakeman comes up for Stonington. Stonington 28-1 coming in. There's a foul on Mark McCurdy. Now a couple of reserves for Monmouth. 30 is John Kenny. 34, Jamie Paul back in. Paul got 3 quick baskets in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see if when they begin to substitute, if Monmouth will still go up and down the floor like they have been. So far, patience for them has been 3 passes.
Yeah, they need a baton. Free throw is up and in by Mike Beck. Let's see, Mike Beck has 17 in the game. Over 2,000 career points. Now pressure in the backcourt. Monmouth handled it so far tonight. And Blasey does it again. The maroon and gold. Moving the ball inside, stolen by Blakeman nicely. Monmouth trying for the 30th victory of the season. Boy, what a milestone for a coach that is. 30-win season. Now we have Stonington calling timeout. 5:45 to go. Monmouth a big lead. One of your network sponsors is Stauffer Chemical Company.
Of the 3 leading rootworm controls, one gives you more ways to get your best yield. Diphenate. Diphenate stands up to more major insects, including cutworms. Diphenate gives you more protection, even on earliest planted corn. That's right. For more of the things you need to get your best yield, from now on, all you need is Diphenate.
All roads lead to Monmouth. The Pottery Barn carries a complete line of Western stoneware, which has been greatly expanded in assortment and color, Shop at your leisure Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. and Sundays from noon till 4:30. For all your pottery needs, visit the Pottery Barn at 521 West 6th Avenue in Monmouth, directly north of the Western Stoneware plant.
All right, back with 5:45 to go here in the fourth. Monmouth 69 and Stonington 46. Monmouth basketball. Monmouth has Miller and Jamie Paul there coming over to the left. 30 is Kinney. Now Miller. Monmouth gets a shot from Blasey on the way. It's off the back iron, and the rebound is over to Bruce Brower. Stonington up the court now. Stonington ran into a tough Monmouth team tonight here. Here's the rebound, Jamie Paul. And it seemed when one team got an advantage in these 4 quarterfinal games, they went for the juggler.
They certainly did that. There was that old killer instinct was very evident in this tournament so far.
Kinney inside to Burdett. He barges his way in the lane, gets called for a charge. 5:03 to play, and
you're going to see Jerome Burdett when he puts the ball on the floor. He probably hooks him with an elbow. There it is, that arm and that elbow as he tried to go in. Definite charge.
You know how to run that play, don't you, Coach?
Teach him the hook. All right, here's Blakeman coming up. Stonington. Blakeman goes all the way around the bend and shoots it in. Blakeman has 11. He's had a fine game. Down the court is Miller. Nobody home as Burdett puts it home. Monmouth shredding the Stonington defense. That's 23 for Burdett. Beck answers. He didn't get it. Burdett kicks it out. And Jamie Paul has it. Monmouth just keeps the hammer down. Paul and Kinney exchange out here, and Blasey's on the top. Paul turns, gives over to Kinney. Bingo, John Kinney. 6'1" senior puts it 73-48. Blakeman clears up ahead to Tony Roth. Roth to Blakeman. He's free. He's got his shot on the way. Not there that time. Monmouth rebounds.
You know, Frank, this is the 19th state tournament I think I've seen. I've never seen 4 teams have a better day than the 4 winners have today.
Here's Burdett getting 2 more along the baseline, and Burdett has 25. Our scorer is keeping those now on his shirt. Down on the right side, Beck throws it up, no good, but Blakeman's got a 5-footer straight away, and he's got 13. 75-50. One team just as good as the other in the quarterfinals round, winners, and the semifinals look very bright indeed tomorrow. 11 o'clock will be our starting time tomorrow. Inside, the ball goes to Burdett. He's in there for a shot that doesn't go. Beck took him on. The ball goes down to the floor, and a whistle. Now Monmouth is going to get 42. Tony DeFord, a 6'2" senior in the game. 12, Jeff Johnson back in. Fred Hayes comes back. Burdett's going to sit down. Three minutes now to go in this final quarterfinal game. Beck comes around the corner, sends it up from the left side. It doesn't go, but he's fouled. He'll shoot a pair. The foul goes against Jamie Paul.
Jerome Burdett finishes with 25. I doubt if he'll be back in, Frank.
Good night. Monmouth lost to Canton 60-59, and in 3 overtimes to Kewanee 97-96, and they won 29 times. Free throw is good.
This young man's an amazing shooter, Beck.
Got a nice touch.
Kewanee was a team that was down from AA and had an excellent year, so you can see just exactly what kind of a season Monmouth has had.
Down the court, Fred Hayes on the move. Hayes for Monmouth. Bounce pass in the paint. Comes back outside to Jeff Johnson. Apologies for our cold tonight. We're working the best we can. Here's the breakaway to Brower. Goes all the way down. Sends it off the glass. No good. And Jamie Paul has a rebound, and he is fouled by Bruce Brower.
Jamie Paul has been a very active reserve since he got in the ball game, and he'll go to the line for the 1-and-1 right now.
DeKalb Ag Research and your local DeKalb dealers here in Illinois are happy to be co-sponsoring these telecasts for the 3rd year. Be sure to be watching tomorrow for the semifinals at 11, and the evening session goes at 6:15. Jamie Paul, 76-51, Monmouth over Stonington. And speaking of good games, Monmouth and Havana. That ought to be fun.
Contrasting styles, it'll be fun to see what happens.
Tony Roth comes up for Stonington. He goes inside. Brower turns, sends it up off the board and in. Stonington still working. They've had themselves a fine season under Jack Detrow, and their community has every right to be proud of this team. Ball turned over. And now, some more reserves for Monmouth. 22, Jeff Romano, a sophomore, comes in, 40. Let's see who that is. We have a 42, Tony DeFord, in the game. 14 is Roth's shot off the board, no good. Beck rebounds, finger roll is home. That is 21 for Beck. Quite a player. Jeff Johnson in the backcourt. Here is a foul on Beck. And my scorecard and the official scorecard doesn't have a number 40 for Monmouth. Beck is going to walk off the floor. A great job, and he's being congratulated by a couple of the Monmouth players.
With those last substitutions now, all 12 Monmouth people have been in the ball game.
Free throw is not good, and that was by 40. It's a Blakeman. Oh, excuse me. I'm here. I'm looking. Here's the ball inside, up and down and in by Tony DeFord. All right, the ball is loose down along the baseline. Brower picks it up for Stonington and puts it in. Bruce Brower. Backcourt and an offensive foul called against Jeff Johnson. Murphy is the name of the player that wasn't listed. I beg your pardon. Murphy, number 40 for Monmouth. But it was just an oversight on the program, I'm sure. He just simply was not listed. And Stonington gets Mike Blakeman out of the game. There's Jack Detrow. Fine season's going to end at 28-2. And there's Mike Mueller. He's now at 30-2. 1 minute left in this. Monmouth 79-57. Here's a shot by Stonington, not good. And Brower puts it up and in. Brower's field goal is good. 79-59. 40 for Monmouth is Mike Murphy. And here's 32, Mark Lovedahl, clearing over to Jeff Johnson. 37 seconds. Monmouth by 20, and they're in the final four. What was Bob Gregorich calling it? Medal and trophy time?
That's what he called it. Jeff Johnson, the sophomore, will go to the line for 2 shots.
Brower's going to come out. Jim Pollack, a 6-foot junior, in for Stonington. There's Brower coming out. He worked very hard while he was in there. 6'2" senior. Here's Johnson's free throw, up and in. He's just a sophomore. Has to be quite a thrill to score in the state tournament as a sophomore.
It's nice to get on the floor. It's a little nicer to get that point to go down.
He got them both.
2 of them.
81-59 with 34 seconds. Now Stonington. This is Eric Swigert, a junior, number 10. There goes Eric into the lane. Scoops it up, tries it again. He's still trying. Rebound is loose. On the floor, jump ball.
A lot of bodies on the floor that time.
Stonington's going to get 12. Dan Blakeman into the game, a 5'11 junior. Not quite yet. 21 seconds to go. And we're going to jump it. So now we have tomorrow to look forward to, and it's a big day with 4 powerhouse teams. Shot is not good by Stonington, and here come the Zippers. All the way down, on the move, layup, no. Rebound coming out now. This is Eric Swiger. 4-3-2.